Welcome to the Bottom of the Cup show, where we explore the books that have left an indelible mark on our cultural consciousness. I'm your host, Spooky, and today we're sinking our teeth into a phenomenon that transformed young adult literature, Twilight, by Stephenie Meyer. When Twilight emerged from the misty shadows of Forks, Washington in 2005, few could have predicted its seismic impact on the literary landscape. This tale of forbidden love between a teenage girl and an immortal vampire would go on to shape an entire generation of readers and writers alike. Let's start with the essence of the story. Bella Swan, our human protagonist, moves to the perpetually overcast town of Forks, where she encounters the mysteriously compelling Edward Cullen. What unfolds is a romance that challenges the boundaries between the mortal and immortal worlds, testing the limits of love, sacrifice, and destiny. The themes Meyer explores are both timeless and provocative. At its core, Twilight grapples with the eternal struggle between desire and danger, mortality and immortality. The author weaves these heavy concepts into an accessible narrative that resonates particularly well with young readers discovering their own identities and first loves. Meyer's writing style is deliberately accessible, creating an immersive experience that pulls readers into Bella's world. The prose might not be baroque or complex, but it serves its purpose effectively, acting as a gateway for many young readers into the broader world of literature. The constant rain-soaked atmosphere of Forks creates a moody backdrop that enhances the story's Gothic undertones. The character development presents interesting contrasts. Edward Cullen is crafted as the ultimate romantic hero, beautiful, powerful, and tormented by his own nature. Bella, our window into this supernatural world, has sparked considerable debate. While some readers connect deeply with her everyday awkwardness and intensity of feeling, others find her character lacking in agency. The supporting cast, particularly the Cullen family, adds depth and complexity to the vampire mythology Meyer has created. The pacing is carefully constructed to build tension, though some readers might find the middle sections repetitive. However, this very repetition serves to reinforce the obsessive nature of Bella and Edward's relationship, which brings us to a fascinating interpretation. Consider this. What if we read Twilight, not just as a romance but through the lens of classical vampire lore? Bella's immediate, overwhelming attraction to Edward, her inability to think clearly in his presence, and her willingness to sacrifice everything. These elements mirror traditional accounts of vampire thralldom. This pattern becomes particularly striking when we compare Bella's behavior to classical examples of vampire thralls in literature. Take Bram Stoker's Dracula, for instance. The character of Renfield exhibits an obsessive devotion to his master, much like Bella's all-consuming focus on Edward. Just as Renfield proclaims that serving Dracula gives his life meaning, Bella repeatedly emphasizes that her life only truly began when she met Edward. Even more compelling is the parallel between Bella and Lucy Westenra from Dracula. Lucy's transformation under Dracula's influence mirrors Bella's evolution throughout Twilight. Both young women become increasingly consumed by their vampire's presence, experiencing a type of enchantment that manifests as uncontrollable attraction. Lucy's nocturnal wanderings to meet Dracula echo Bella's willingness to sacrifice sleep just to be near Edward. The key difference? Meyer reframes this traditional thrall relationship as romantic destiny rather than supernatural horror. Consider Meyer's repeated use of the word dazzled to describe Edward's effect on Bella. This isn't just flowery teenage romance, it's remarkably similar to the traditional vampire's power to mesmerize their victims. When Bella describes being unable to look away from Edward, feeling physically drawn to him, losing her train of thought in his presence, these are all classical symptoms of vampire glamouring, described in countless folk tales and Gothic novels. Whether intentional or not, Meyer may have crafted one of modern literature's most authentic portrayals of vampire glamouring, hidden beneath the veneer of young love. This interpretation adds fascinating layers to what many dismiss as simply a teenage romance. In terms of cultural impact, Twilight revolutionized young adult literature. It proved that teen fiction could be a powerhouse genre and paved the way for countless supernatural romances. The novel's influence extends far beyond its pages, sparking passionate debate about everything from literary merit to relationship dynamics. So, what's the final verdict? Twilight earns 4 out of 5 stars on our Tales, Tomes and Page-Turners scale. Despite some valid criticisms about prose style and character development, the novel's cultural significance, immersive atmosphere, and unique take on vampire mythology, whether intentional or not, make it a fascinating piece of modern literature. Who should read it? If you enjoy intense romance with supernatural elements and atmospheric settings, and don't mind some melodrama in your fiction, Twilight offers an engaging escape. Even critics might find it worth examining as a cultural touchstone that continues to influence literature and media today. Remember, sometimes the most interesting stories are those that hide their darkness behind a sparkly exterior. For The Bottom of the Cup, I'm your host, signing off until our next journey into the world of memorable books.
Before we sign off, don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed our review, and subscribe to our channel for more fun-filled content. Remember, every like, share, and subscribe helps us bring you more content you love.